Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Fortress Comic News. This is episode 32. I am Chris.
32!
That guy right there is Mike.
I'm Mike, although you didn't see me in the last episode. I'm still alive. Still kicking.
Yeah, I said, fuck it, I'm doing it without him.
Yeah, he was real mean about it, too.
Yeah. Sent lots of
but
angry
we
texts.
won't bring our personal problems onto the show. That's not very classy of a show to do. Yeah, so we interviewed the head of Comic-Con with two N's, not Hartford Comic-Con.
I'm still calling
which
it Comic-Con.
I listened to that, I'm like, wow. We're a bunch of jambronis. But yeah, so now we're getting it right. If I was on the show, I would have asked her, like, why name it Comic-Con? Because, like, everybody's going to be like, it's almost like a Seinfeld episode. Well, yeah, which one? Oh, we're going to Comic-Con. Oh, okay. Still, which one?
Exactly. That's why, like, it continues to be Hartford Comic-Con to me. Like, that's just...
Yeah, it just makes sense. Yeah. Well, it's now being held at Foxwoods. Chris and I previously weren't going, but we just got some good news this week. We will be there. For any of our adoring fans who are coming out for that.
Yeah, we will.
We will be on the other side of the fence from you. We landed some press passes, so we're working on some good content there. We're going to try to interview some people and see if they'll talk to us.
Yeah, hopefully people will talk to us, because I started looking over the list and I know the exact people that I want to aim for. And I'm sure
Darth Maul
too.
I just want to talk to. I want to talk to what is it, Ray Parks, and his name? I think so. Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
And I don't want to talk to. I don't actually. I refuse to learn Stuart from Big Bang Theory's real name. I refused. I might tell him that too. I'll see how that goes. And then there's that little kid, who I thought I saw myself in from Stranger Things. We gotta have him. We gotta talk with this kid. So many things I want to ask him. Yeah, so it's pretty awesome that Fortress of Comic News is a legit podcast. Well, I always knew it was legit. I mean, come on. But
we did something.
Right. Apparently they checked us out. And they said is behind the scenes access, so
pretty stoked about it. I think I told you I literally shit my pants when I was at work and I read it.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks everybody.
Chris's work was like, shit, not again.
Good thing I'm on my own when I'm at work. Yeah, so thanks everyone who listens, because obviously they, for some reason, gave it to us. I'm not really sure why still, but fuck it.
Yeah, I'm not questioning it. Yeah, so it's good.
Yeah. So Mike, you were not at the typical Free Comic Book Day this year. Did you do anything for Free Comic Book Day?
I didn't. No, I had plans to go to a concert, and it was before I realized that it was Free Comic Book Day. I ended up seeing Anthrax and Killswitch Engage because I'm a huge metal fan. It was an amazing show. I'm glad I got to see it. I'm very sad I missed Free Comic Book Day. I heard it was a blast.
Yeah, we had a good time.
I usually go every year. I'll be there next year, I promise.
I mean, a quick few. The tent almost blew away 1,000 times on us. Our shop puts out a tent in the front, and that's where he sells dollar issues and cheap books and all this. And that was pretty funny because I was inside and I got to watch people and laugh, and as the owner would yell at me because instead of helping, I was sitting there and laughing. I managed to find all 4 volumes of 52, the weekly series that DC
which is awesome.
For $5 a pop, which blew my mind. our buddy Joe was there with the artist that does his webcomic, Cthulhu Holmes. Chatted with them for a while.
Cthulhu Holmes.
The woman who did our logo, Desiree, was there, and she got pretty legit.
Yeah, she had a lot of art and prints for sale. Some of the stuff was little heroes she was doing. They were adorable.
Well, she actually found, because anyone who doesn't know Desiree, we've been friends with forever. And she found the original art for this podcast and gave it to me, which was amazing. I gotta keep that somewhere. And then
you should cut it in half. You should cut it in half like one of those like heart necklaces where it's like really jagged and then they fit together like a puzzle. And then I'll take one half and hang it on my wall, and you take the other half. That's just my thoughts. I don't know. But
that might. I mean, someday when this is $1 billion business.
I mean, our offices are gonna be across from each other on the executive floor.
Yeah, but she had some prints. Honestly, like the one I got isn't her best work, but it's really cute and cool, and it flows with my whole collection. And it was like one of these guys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a little Captain America. She had some really nice, like, legit sketches that she does. One of Groot, one of the woman from Game of Thrones, so on and so forth. So she was doing cool stuff. But, I don't know, it rained over here, so it was mostly, like, everybody flowing in, and then we just hung out for a while, because nobody wanted to come out in the
awesome.
rain.
It's hard enough to get comic book readers to get outside,
Yeah.
and then once it starts like that wet stuff starts coming from the sky, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, and I put out our cards next to Desiree, and a few people came up to talk to me about the show. So hopefully we have some new listeners from there, and if so, welcome.
Yeah, that would be sweet. Thinking about next Free Comic Book Day, we should have a table or something. Maybe once we hit 1,000, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more because we'd have to do something.
But we got a lot of news to cover right now. We missed a lot of stuff, a lot of things.
Yeah, we got a big show. So
all right, let's just dive into it.
Let's start with TV talk.
Okay, so Deadpool animated series announced.
No one cares. Next story.
Yeah, so I know Chris doesn't really want to talk about this, but man, this is such a smart idea. Like, why not? You're gonna make all the money. It's a no-brainer. There's not really much to say about it. I mean, Deadpool.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be R-rated? Do we know if it's R-rated or not?
Yeah, it's gonna be on FXX, which is their kind of adult station.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Donald
okay.
Glover is heading it, so I mean he's smart and funny, so I'm sure he'll come up with something.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's a great idea. Capitalize while it's hot, but I just me and Deadpool.
Judge Dredd Mega City 1 announced.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Who's picking this up?
They didn't have a announced network yet, but they showed some art from it, and it looks like they're ramping up production for a pilot of some sort.
Oh man, I've been waiting ever since the new Judge Dredd movie with Bones from Star Trek. I've been waiting for something else. Like he is so on point as Judge Dredd, and like he's so on board with the project too. Like he loves Judge Dredd and just wants to make more movies like that. And
he was begging for a TV
I'm hoping
show
it's
too.
It's him that's playing him still, right? Like he's playing Judge Dredd.
The report I read said that it's going to follow a couple of different judges in the city.
Oh, okay.
It didn't say. It wasn't specific as to whether it was going to be like you'll follow Judge Dredd, but maybe follow other judges in Mega City 1. So I don't know. Either way, it could be interesting. They could do cool stuff with it, and it's good to see this franchise get some more eyes on it.
Yeah, they're just gonna bring Sylvester Stallone back. What? Is he drunk? No, I've taken a lot of to the face. Some stuff to talk about Sylvester Stallone coming up, though. I'm excited. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. I don't know him, but he's probably a really mean guy in real life. I don't know.
He's a Philly.
Marvel's Inhumans trailer. That's something you want to talk about. I don't really. I'm kind of over this whole Inhumans thing, but you can talk about this.
I'm over the Inhumans too. I mean, the Inhumans the way it is now, because all they've turned the Inhumans into is X-Men Light, if that makes sense. And but this struck me because it's the original Inhumans, the Royal Family. We're talking Black Bolt, Medusa, so on and so forth. The trailer had a neat kind of vibe. I mean, it didn't show anything. It was all audio with like the logo slowly showing up, but it seemed like it had a cool vibe to it. Like there's some sort of dysfunction in the family, and it's this and that. What really struck me and pretty much everybody else online was they showed the entire cast in their outfits, and it was fucking awful.
Really?
It looks.
I haven't watched this yet.
I mean, you can Google the picture, the cast picture, and it looks like if me, you, and our friends got together and decided to be the Inhumans for Halloween.
This can't be serious.
It's so bad. And I hate to say that because I want it to be good. The big thing that sticks out that is very fixable is Medusa.
Oh,
Medusa's
God.
hair looks like the cheapest wig I've ever seen.
And
that could be a CG thing done later on, but everything else, like, I just don't get it. Are you looking?
Why?
At it
Why isn't Black Bolt? First off, Black Bolt's not wearing a mask. 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
I won't even watch it now.
It's. Yeah, I mean, look it up, everyone, make your own decision, but to me, like, I saw that, and I just slammed my fist down, like, God damn it, you had a chance. You had a chance to make Inhumans good, and you just decided to do this shit.
Oh, man. Hey, it happens. Maybe it'll be a lot better than we think. I don't know. Who knows?
It could still be really good, yeah. I don't know, but...
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. I'm not going to watch it personally just because they didn't put him with a mask on.
Yeah, I'll probably.
And also, if they let him talk, like Black Bolt shouldn't talk the whole show. Like, or most, like he shouldn't be talking all the time. At least that's the only Black Bolt I've ever read. Is he usually whispers very silently to people.
Yeah,
like so he doesn't kill them with his ultra voice.
Power is based around his voice, so you better have one hell of an actor playing Black Bolt.
Okay, so that, I mean, yeah, it looks like they're all dressed up for like a Game of Thrones convention or something.
Well, that it could be changed in post. I mean, like there's ways.
There's still time.
There's ways to make it look better.
Yeah,
it's a still image. I mean, not that it was that great, but we all remember the Ivan Ooze Apocalypse original. It can be fixed.
I think for me, the costumes for like movies and TV shows, like the bar has been set with costumes for the DC movies. I'm not saying this just because I'm a huge DC fan, but like, and Superman, the Wonder Woman costumes, I think those costumes are so awesome. Batman, like Ben Affleck just puts his muscles, but he puts that costume on, and he gains like 20 pounds of muscle somehow from wearing that suit. They're just so badass.
I personally think in both realms, I mean, this is kind of an exception, this show, but in both realms, I think both of them do a fantastic job with costumes. Like, I think with the universe that Marvel is going for, which is the Ultimate Universe, they got the outfits mostly spot on. And I mean, we'll talk about Guardians in a minute, but like it throws even more fuel in that fire. Like, I've never seen anything so comic accurate on a screen. DC does it well too. I mean, I don't have a complaint about either. They're not perfect, but they're still really good. The only thing I'll give DC an edge on is that they gave me the Dark Knight Batman suit, and you win just doing that.
Yeah, well, it's more of like Marvel doesn't really rely on costume. I mean, like you look at the shows and stuff. Like look at Legends of Tomorrow. They're like, here's a costume, here's a costume, here's a costume. Oh,
Yeah.
Doctor Midnight's only gonna appear have like 15 minutes of screen time. Give him a whole costume. Drop 50 grand on the costume. But like I think they're starting to get it, and it's more like, you look at the Marvel movies. Like what's Quicksilver's costume? Well, he has long hair and he's in a jumpsuit, and I think like. Thor's got his cape and stuff, and like Black Widow's just in a black suit. Look at the Defenders, and we're gonna talk about the Defenders trailer in a minute, but like, you don't have anyone in a costume almost the whole trailer, and then you have Daredevil, who's the only one with an established costume from the show. To wearing his rag on his face, he's not even wearing the costume. I don't know. It's a different dynamic. They try not to rely on that. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, and I think a lot of your complaints are the original costumes, just as much as because Black Widow, that is what she wears in the comics, and Thor, that is what he wears in the comic. I mean, like
yeah, I know that. But I'm saying just like they're all just
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
So speaking of Defenders,
yeah, let's talk about Defenders. There was a trailer released. I'll let you say what you have to say about it. Because I'm 50-50 on it right now.
Okay. One image put me 100% in.
Yeah.
But I will go. I was 100% in either way. I really like the back and forth between Iron Man and Luke Cage, or Iron Fist and Luke Cage.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. Once being someone who doesn't read either of those people, I just enjoyed it. So I don't know if it's comic accurate or not. I loved how Daredevil came in and kind of helped Jessica Jones. Like that's something that Daredevil would do. And I'm a huge Daredevil fan. So as soon as you put Daredevil in anything, especially since Charlie Cox is doing such a great job as Daredevil, I'm in. But the thing that got me was they're obviously going to do the resurrection of Elektra in this because they showed Elektra in the coffin that she gets resurrected.
Yeah.
Right there, end of story. I'm in. But I liked it. I thought they had a cool dynamic.
I'm excited.
Was the blind? I can never remember his fucking name, but the blind guy that trained Daredevil.
Stick.
Stick. Thank you. His scene was kind of weird that they showed, where he's bringing them all together. Other than that, love the trailer.
Yeah. I was a little. I don't know. I was excited for it at first, but I watched the trailer, and to me, it seemed really awkward bringing these characters together. I don't know. I don't know if it was like because it's its own separate tone or something, and they're kind of just like thrown together. Something about it just seemed kind of. I mean, it's a trailer. I'm gonna still watch the show, but I don't know. Something about putting all of them in a room together, leaving it. Some of the conversations they were having, I wasn't forced. I don't know if it was like rushed because like, oh, we gotta get a trailer out. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not trying to be negative here or put down Marvel. The trailer, like, if it's the trailer for the Defenders, like, at least put them in their, put a couple people in their costumes or something. I did like the hallway scene though. The hallway scene. There's going to be a hallway scene, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we get the fight choreography from Daredevil.
Yeah, not from Iron Fist.
Not Iron Fist. Okay, now
So
what do I want to talk about
are
next?
You watching?
I
Still watch TV shows.
stuff. Powerless, I heard, got canceled. I was watching that. I was starting to get into it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it got canceled or because I read one report that said
I heard
it's on hiatus, which
like they weren't going forward with buying any more episodes, which was really upsetting because I heard a rumor, or I don't know if it was actual news. I don't know if it was fake news, but you know, you can never believe it's fake news nowadays. But I heard that Adam West was like geared to make an appearance on on one of the episodes, and I was like, "You son of a bitch! I called it. I knew it was coming." So even if they don't finish the season, they need to release like a Blu-ray, and I need like even if they charge you like $60 for it, I don't care. I'm gonna buy it.
They better
Please.
release the rest because I bought it on Amazon.
You bought the season? Yeah, I was buying it by the episode. Or no, I might have bought the season as well. Yeah, what the hell? They better release it.
Like 2 or 3 episodes in, I was buying them episode by episode, and then I accidentally hit the season button.
So close to each other when you're purchasing the episodes.
And I was like, well, I guess I'm in for the season now.
Well, I might as well jump in. I actually did that so I'm still watching Samurai Jack. I actually bought the whole season of that. That show is it's a friggin' amazing. Oh, man. The animation, I know we don't really talk about cartoons on this show, but awesome. That's all I can say. You just got to watch it. It's good. As far as Powerless is really good. They started to find their niche. Between everybody is really cool. I love how he's one of the main characters started falling in love with what's her name, the Green Flash or something.
It was like the Green Flame or some shit.
He falls in love with one of the superheroes. That was pretty funny. I haven't really watched Arrow. I started watching Gotham again. Watched the episode after the season break, and again, so I got back on board with it. The Riddler shows up, and he actually calls himself the Riddler now. Like they give you like he kind of like the whole episode's about him coming to power, and you know his motivation behind finally becoming the Riddler. So he puts on like the green suit at the end of the episode, which is pretty awesome, and with like the hat, he wears a hat too.
Nice.
Yeah, and there was the whole thing with like him and Penguin in a relationship together, but it was more of like Riddler like tricking the Penguin, or something like that, like making him think that he loved him. I don't know. It was really weird to come back to. Obviously, I never want the Riddler and Penguin in a relationship. It just doesn't work for me. I don't know. But it's really good. What else? Oh, Flash. Flash is friggin' amazing. We find out who the main villain Savitar is. It's spoilers. 3, 2, 1. We find out Savitar is a time remnant of Barry Allen. Bum bum bum. So basically, Barry creates a time remnant to save Iris in the future, and that time remnant's like, "Meh, you left me behind, meh." So he goes like emo, and he goes back in time and builds up his reputation as being a speed god, and then he comes back and he tries to take everything away from Barry because Barry forgot about him, basically. Yeah, it's really crazy. The whole time travel thing is just I don't understand it. Like even Cisco's drawing lines on the whiteboard of like what's going on the timeline, and I'm like, that the pictures don't. They're like, so what's the past and what's the future? They're like, well, it's kind of a circle now, and I'm like, oh my god, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Jesus.
Yeah. So the Flash is pretty good. Well, only 3 more episodes to the end of the season, but you'll be glad to hear this. Basically, they have to power this machine to stop Savitar. And at the end of the episode, they're like, where are we going to find a machine like that? And then, like, it cuts to this, like, cave. Yeah, Transformer! It cuts to this cave where there's, like, this power source. And I don't know why. They don't explain it, but all of a sudden something's walking down the stairs, and it's friggin' King Shark. So... like, take all my money. I've been saying I need King Shark. So he comes down the stairs and is like looking around his lair, and it's like, why does King Shark have this thing to power the trap that's going to catch Savitar? Nobody does why. I don't care. I don't even care. Just King Shark.
Just more King Shark all the time. Like King
Yeah.
Shark every episode. Can
They didn't even
he?
show him in the water. He wasn't even in water. He was like, he's just in a lair somewhere.
He needs to be like the
Yeah.
overarching villain one of these seasons.
All season 4, just be King Shark, please.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's really good. I'm really kind of behind. I'm trying to watch. I heard Outcast started back up, so I got to start watching those episodes. Which is pretty quick, I think, for a second season. I heard they already started filming the second season while the first season was still like in the middle of airing. So it must have got a lot of good feedback, a lot of good reviews, a lot of viewers. That's good to see. That's about it. I'm just kind of waiting for Preacher to come back. I know it's got to be soon.
Yeah. July.
I'm waiting. Yeah, July. It's almost here. I think we're ready to go on to movies.
All right, movies. I got some
And
movies.
oh, so the Blade Runner trailer. Let's friggin' talk about that though. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Um,
They used
funny.
the original score.
Yeah, well, it's like it might end up being the real score. Um, synthesizer, and that's how it's gonna work. And the music was fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else. Blade Runner was one of those movies that everyone kind of built it up to be this huge, great movie for me, and I watched it. I don't know. I always thought it was kind of slow. It's a very philosophical movie, but I really I like the idea, and I like Harrison Ford. But this trailer, I mean, it looks awesome. I had no idea Jared Leto was in it. I had no idea Batista is in it. The biggest man in the world with the smallest pair of glasses on. Leto looks awesome as the villain. He looks real creepy.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say is I saw it. I loved it. I love the original. I'm excited for a new one. Bring it on. More of this, less of everything.
Yeah, put Harrison Ford in all the movies. I love how Harrison Ford's character has just been like, he comes back and he's like, it was all true. Like Ryan Gosling's like, I have a question for you, and he's like, it's true, all of it. It's real.
I did what you used to do. It's all true.
But if they kill him off, then it's going to be like Harrison Ford coming back to all his franchises and being killed off, so they can move on with the franchise without him.
If they kill him off in this, I demand that he be killed off in every movie he's ever done.
It's got to be like Indiana Jones. It's got to be done. Everything.
Like, I want a sequel to American Graffiti where just it centers around his character, and he just dies in the crash. I just keep doing that.
Just keep killing him off. Then at least that way we'll be expecting it. That looks really good. And man, so I read this the other day. Good and bad. I don't really know how I think about it, because I love Guillermo del Toro. I always wanted another Hellboy movie, but now we're not even getting the Hellboy movie that we want.
Okay.
I'm so upset that like they know people are shouting for a Hellboy movie. They know they're shouting for a Guillermo del Toro directed Hellboy movie. They're shouting for Ron Perlman to play Hellboy because this is the character he was born to play. And they completely missed the mark. We have the sheriff guy from Stranger Things is going to be playing him. Which, yeah, I see that he could be Hellboy, and he sounds like Hellboy, but it's not Ron Perlman. I just don't know. I'm upset. I'm very upset.
My part in this is I enjoyed those Hellboy movies. I thought they were good, especially for their time. this doesn't upset me as much because I don't know, personally I never got the big deal. I mean, I love Ron Perlman, don't get me wrong, but I never thought he was like the perfect choice for Hellboy in my eyes. And
Yeah.
I could see them wanting to move forward and make it a franchise because I mean, there were two movies and they were so far apart, and it's been so long since the second movie. I could just see someone saying like, "We should bring this back." Comics are so hot right now,
Yeah, so
and
hot right now.
and they did what they did for us back in the day. I'm not sure how they did, but it's a recognizable figure. Let's do them again. And saying we should just reboot it so that we can sign someone in cheap for a long-term contract and get 3 or 4 movies out of them.
Yeah.
I see that.
I don't know.
All
I
I
mean,
know
if
is
it's like
I
the
want more
choice
Hellboy,
between,
so I'm down
yeah,
for it.
if there's a choice between this and nothing, I would say, yeah. I love Guillermo del Toro and his for movies and his crazy ideas that he comes up with.
See, I'm the odd one out. Like Del Toro isn't a sell for me. Neither, I mean, Ron Perlman isn't depends what he's doing, but like I'm not a huge over the top fan of either of them, so it doesn't bug me as much. But I'm also the minority there. I know that, so
Yeah, I don't know. It's if it's good, I mean, I can't complain. And I know that actor, he's a good actor. So I mean, I can't. When I saw the casting, I was like, I really can't complain.
yeah.
So let's see what comes of it. And now we've gotten to the fun part. Chris and I have both seen a new comic book movie that has come out. Um, it goes by the name of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yes.
So we're about to spoil the crap out of this.
Oh, so many spoilers. It's not even funny.
Spoil everything. Everything will be spoiled in 5 seconds. So if you don't want to hear it, turn it off. I'll wait. Hold on. I'll wait 5 seconds. Man, I can't believe they killed Captain America off. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so really quick, I'm just going to give my number, and then you give your number, you talk about it, and then I'll talk about it. Because I know you loved it. Or I like to think so. I gave it like a 8.5 or 9 out of 10, I think. As far as movies go.
9.5.
What did you say?
9.5.
Oh, okay. I thought all I heard was like, what? Is this another Deadpool for him? What the hell happened?
No.
As close as you can get to a 10, just for good, fun movie. Was sad as hell. I was like in tears by the end of it. You start us off here. I mean, we start off. We're in the thick of it with the Guardians of the Galaxy doing what they do best, and
Okay, I'm gonna just spew a bunch of shit at you
okay,
because I have so much to say.
yeah, say it. Let's hear it.
Okay, first, this movie is entirely a character piece, which I love character pieces. I mean, that's why I love The Walking Dead so much, is that The Walking Dead is just a giant character piece. You're just throwing people in a situation to see how they grow and evolve. And that's what this movie did. There was a very thin plot line. There's not a whole lot there.
Yeah. Yep.
But it was all about these characters and meshing them together and doing different things with them and seeing where they go from here. I thought Baby Groot was good, enjoyable, but Drax really stole that movie for me.
Yeah, he did. He did it. He did it again, man. Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it, Drax.
Drax had some of the best lines throughout the entire movie, and also just the pairing him with Mantis, who is, if possible, even more naive than Drax is,
Yeah.
was perfect because they just bounced off each other so well.
Yeah.
The great line being,
yeah.
the great line being like when he's going off about how like hideous she is.
Oh my God,
you're
it's
just,
so good.
you're so
It's
ugly.
so
And then at the end, it comes back with, "No, you are beautiful on the inside."
on the inside. So good.
It's so good.
Um,
Um, my absolute favorite part of the movie though is Yandu. Yandu had such a great character
yeah,
arc in this movie and really
great.
redeemed himself. And then spoilers ends up dying, but
Yeah.
has my favorite one line in the entire movie, which was "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all."
Yeah. Is Mary Poppins cool? Sure. I'm Mary Poppins, yo.
Yeah,
Um,
and Rooker's just so great that he pulls it off in his like own way.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and it's I mean, there's so many great moments to talk about in this
yeah,
movie. I think the two selling points for me, I mean, so Sylvester Stallone is definitely going to have a larger part in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Um, I want to see more of his character because he killed it. Those few lines he had, like
hmm
I'm like, is Sylvester Stallone screaming about like intergalactic policy right now between like Ravagers? I was like, I didn't think I would buy this at first, but this is pretty awesome.
a quick little tidbit, and mind you, I'm not too knowledgeable about these characters either. But Sylvester Stallone plays Starhawk.
Yeah.
Starhawk's the leader of the original Guardians of the Galaxy from the 70s.
Oh man.
So that team that he's with, that's the original Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, once again, I'm not too
Oh.
familiar with them, but the one that's covered in like looks like he's covered in diamond.
Yeah.
Do you know who plays that? No. It's
Did I
Michael.
know?
What?
I should know.
It's Michael Rosenbauer.
Why do I not know this
Rosenbaum.
name?
Rosenbaum. He is Lex Luthor in Smallville.
What?
Yeah.
No way. He's made his comeback. Because we don't have to see his face. That's awesome. Yeah, so they're the Guardians, what, the Guardians 3000, right? That's what they call them?
Yeah, that's what they call them now.
Um, Star Fox, and then there's like, I can't remember all their names. Major something.
Yeah, I was never a huge Guardians fan. I liked the modern version of them. Like, so one of the other like things I want to go off on is I love Marvel Cosmic. Like everything, I kind of jumped in around Annihilation, which is when I really started getting heavy into Cosmic Marvel. And that's where these characters all come from. That's where Drax comes from, Gamora, and basically the
Yeah.
formation of the Guardians of the Galaxy that we know. So they did things in this movie that I honestly thought I would never see in a movie in my life, and honestly never thought I would see, even with how today's world is. One being
Yeah.
the fucking Watchers are in this movie, and they are
Oh, I know the
comic
Watchers.
accurate. That
Yeah,
is
the
how the
Watchers.
Watchers look.
I know that is how the watch. Yeah, they show the Watchers. There's so many Easter eggs.
Yeah, my
Obviously three is going to have Sylvester Stallone. It's going to revolve around him somehow.
yeah.
It's also going to revolve around um Block. Sold.
The other
When she
big
was like, yeah, it's like a birthing pod or whatever. I'm like, holy shit, that's Adam
yeah
Warlock.
yeah Adam
That's
Warlock.
yeah.
Well, I mean, that's definitely set up for Infinity War, without a doubt. Because
You don't
Adam
think they're
Warlock,
going to have a Guardians?
there's going to be a
Hmm.
Guardians 3, but Adam Warlock
Yeah.
needs to end Infinity War with the Gauntlet. Like that's how that story happens.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
Yeah, because there's a whole run in the early '90s that's literally just Adam Warlock going across the multiverse with the Power Gauntlet. It's fucking
Oh
ridiculous
hell yeah.
because he's overpowered. Another big thing that happens in this movie that I have to point out is if you're worried about Ego the Living Planet being just
Yeah.
Kurt Russell standing there, there's literally a scene where they pan over the planet and Ego has a face.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's Kurt Russell.
Yeah. And like it's he's the planet. I mean, he kind of forms this body so he can interact, but he is the planet.
Yeah,
Like there's just so much in this movie.
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's I nerded out so hard throughout this entire movie. Like even we start off the movie with Howard the Duck.
You start off the movie with a Howard the Duck.
Sorry. We start off the movie with Howard the Duck, and he has that whole line where he's just like, what was it? Once you go duck, you don't go back.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, what? And I'm pretty sure when they're going over all the planets, they show Hulk on a planet fighting something. I thought it almost looked like people in armor fighting on a planet, and I'm almost certain it was like the Planet Hulk thing.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I gotta.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that scene again where they're traveling across the universe and like their faces are like stretching and stuff.
Oh yeah, the like the Snapchat scene where they're just
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Snapchat scene, that's awesome. um, yeah, everything was great. That movie just worked so well, and it was awesome. I have nothing bad to say about it.
I mean, I love it. It's such a good time. If you like the first one, you'll like this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, go see it. It's already made like $500 million, but fucking.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's gonna make 500 million more easily. And what I have to say about the movie is, what a friggin' movie to see trailers for. First, you get the Dunkirk trailer, Christopher Nolan's new movie, and then you go into the Wonder Woman trailer, and then you go into Thor trailer, and then you get I had the Star Wars: The Last Jedi trailer on the big screen. I was like, this is the best foreplay for a movie I've ever had.
So I got different trailers.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, trailers are done from theater to theater. They're not necessarily movie to movie. I didn't get Wonder Woman. I didn't get the Christopher Nolan movie. What were the other ones you said?
Huh?
What were the other two you said?
Last Jedi?
I got Last Jedi and I didn't get Wonder Woman. So I got Last Jedi.
Thor.
I got Thor.
What about Kingsman? I had too.
I didn't get Kingsman.
Yeah, is that like the best trailer lineup though? I think
Yeah.
everyone except Christopher Nolan's movie is like a comic book movie. It's so good.
See, yeah, I got Last Jedi, which is awesome to see on the screen. I got the new Ryan Reynolds movie, which I don't know. I don't like Ryan Reynolds.
Lame.
So
Lame. Ryan Reynolds not in a Deadpool costume. Lame.
even in a Deadpool costume, but I digress. I did get the Aliens trailer, which I'm so down for more Alien. I had a decent lineup, but I'd sit through that fucking Ryan Reynolds trailer. But yeah, Guardians, awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. Next, do some comic news here.
Yeah, let's jump right in the comics. The only thing that was really happening in comics right now, I mean, we could talk about Secret Empire, but I don't want to. And,
yeah.
Scott Snyder announced that the newest run of All-Star Batman, the issue you got, this is going to be his last storyline with Batman.
Which I'm okay with. I mean, honestly, he has a hand in writing metal or whatever it is, but
yeah. So,
I mean, he's got to start writing some new stuff.
Yeah. So, I'm okay with this because we got a lot of great Scott Snyder Batman. But my question is, because he's not doing anything else at DC right now, so
JSA.
What do you think he's on, and what would you want him on?
Both. If he's not on the JSA, put him on the JSA. He should be on the JSA.
Okay.
We're going to talk about, I mean, have you read the Button crossover event going on right now?
Yes.
Okay. With Jay Garrick already and the Justice Society has to be coming. It just we're missing something is the Justice Society, and we need someone who I don't know who can hold it all together. And what better book to put him on? If you're focusing everyone towards one group of people, how else are you going to sell this book besides put Scott Snyder's name on it? That's
So
my thought.
okay, so JSA is definitely coming because I just did some writing for something that I'm gonna be posting soon, and I looked at the cover of Flash 22, the last issue of
Yes.
the Button,
Yes.
and that issue has Jay Garrick on the front of it.
Yes. And it is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's an interesting way to go. I always said when it came to JSA, this is what I want, and this is the Marvel guy in me. Is Hickman
Yeah.
keeps teasing that he's doing something at DC,
Uh-huh.
and if they give him anything but JSA, they're fucking wasting his talents. He
Yeah.
is the best world builder in comics. Like, he can take a story and stretch it through 5-6 years and give you the greatest payoff. That's who I wanted on JSA. When it came to
So that
Snyder
we're gonna
doing
get
something, I'm gonna go very selfish on this. I want him writing Aquaman.
yeah, I mean that's he could probably do that. Yeah.
And it goes with my theory too, because he's done Superman, he's done Batman.
Yep.
So the next two that you have to jump in on are Wonder Woman, which Greg Rucka is leaving the book, but they've already announced who's taking over, and Aquaman.
Yeah.
So, and the writer on Aquaman's been there for a while now. I mean, there's no sign of him leaving, but he could leave. That's what I would want to see him do, but that's just me being selfish.
I think we're gonna get a Legion of Superheroes book as well as a JSA book from this event happening.
Yes.
So
And the big rumor
if Hickman
is
goes
that
anything, I think Hickman would take over Legion of Superheroes. That would be amazing.
that's what everyone's saying, and I don't know. I don't want that. I want him on JSA, but
I don't want him out there. What am I doing?
listen to me.
You'll read it either way, you bastard. I know.
I
you
will, because I love Hickman, but I would rather see him do JSA. I think that's a better use of his talents.
Yeah. Yeah. Either way, I'm buying into it.
Oh yeah.
Comics I've read lately, the whole Batman, the Flash thing, the crossover has been amazing. That the last issue with Batman 22 is probably one of my favorite comics of like the year of 2017 so far, because Batman, the whole resolution and his character, getting to sacrifice himself for his son, what he always wanted to do. Like he saw his son die in the alley, so he had a chance this time to actually do something about saving Bruce. And then like the scene with them side by side where they're like out or something, like they both agree that they need to punch right now. Like that's that's what they have to do. Just great. And man,
yeah,
awesome.
We were having a whole discussion about this crossover, and people listen may not know, but like the shop I go to is a very DC centric shop.
Yeah.
And everyone's like nerding out about that, and I really like the Button. Like, I think it's a good story, and I like where it's going, especially since I know it's heading towards Watchmen territory. But like, everyone's talking like it's the fucking gospel. And I'm sitting there going like, it's good, guys, but I mean, I don't know. It's farther down, like it's on like a 7 or 8 to me. Like, it's not hitting a 10 out of 10. But maybe that's because I don't have as huge of a connection to these characters. I don't know.
Yeah, it's more of like I want to know what I mean. Like Flashpoint Batman's been around. I need to know what he's been up to.
Yeah.
And then to have those two Batman meet each other, and you finally realize you find out what Thomas Wayne actually feels about the whole situation. It's
Yeah. I like them going back to Flashpoint. I had always
yeah,
thought that what ends up happening to Flashpoint is what already happened to Flashpoint. And it was kind of an interesting little twist. But I think where I'm at is I feel like the story's getting stretched out now. And it's weird to say because it's only been 3 issues. But, like, we all know where it's going. We should just get there. And
yeah,
what worries me here is that it's going to be another event down the line where it finally pays off. And I mean, I'm probably being hypocritical here because I would probably forgive it if it was like a Captain America book, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain myself because I don't hate it. I'm not trying to say I hate it. I just kind of want the resolution already. I feel like I've waited too
what?
long.
There's not many books that I read that I can read over again, and that was an issue I could read over again.
So I don't know.
As far as like superhero books go, that's probably. I mean, superheroes are all run of the mill, same stuff going on usually nowadays, and that was just awesome.
I think what's going to happen with this book is 2-3 years down the line, we're going to get a big trade, and it's going to be DC Rebirth, the Button, and then whatever the final event to this is in one big book, and it's going to be amazing as one read.
Yeah, probably.
But me being super impatient guy, like I just want it.
The what?
Listen, me just being super impatient, I just want it like right now.
Yeah, yeah, I know. They need to just give us all the issues right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about it. For things I'm reading, Walking Dead was pretty good last week.
Yeah.
Talk about dragging thing.
Yeah.
Talk about dragging things out though. Like friggin' just kill Andrea already. Like she got bit like 4 books ago.
Yeah, like I don't know. It was gut wrenching because I've been reading this for so long, but I totally agree with you. Like to have an entire issue based on this one death was kind of.
She wasn't that. I don't know. And Kirkman had that whole apology in the back of the book for it. Like she wasn't really a relevant character, kind of.
The only thing I see with this issue is that I think this issue is going to be a turning point moving forward. Because he's definitely has a different outlook on things on the last page.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like, and then there's the whole like the last page shows him like with the sun behind him, and he's basically like Jesus.
Yeah.
Though, like he comes out of the like he's been resurrected, like he comes out of the bed in the cave for him.
Yeah.
And then he turns and says like come with me, and like they have like a halo around him. I'm like wow, Kirkman, way to be really subtle about this. But yeah, it was a good issue nonetheless. I mean, there was some good content there. I love how everybody came in to visit Andrea, and I know you love this too. And Negan came in and was like, "Yeah, they weren't going to let me see you, but you're pretty badass and you're hot." He's like, if any one of you guys would have killed me, it would have been you or something like that. It was just his way of like showing his feelings for someone.
The restructuring in Negan's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's becoming like the best part of the book now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've. Superman 22. We both read that.
I'm behind on
some weird stuff going on. Oh, okay. But yeah, I don't know if there's any other books you want to talk about, or we could just go to the shitty villain. Yeah, we brought it back. We brought back the shitty villain.
I got a few.
Okay.
So next week, Injustice 2 comes out.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Super excited. So I got issue 1 of Injustice 2 here. Um, so it literally picks off where the game left off, the first one, and it's Batman and Superman in the prison cell, like talking, and a bunch of flashback scenes. I'm just discussing things. Harley's involved because she's trying to figure out what her place is in this new universe.
I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
And the Suicide Squad is introduced here, so she's picked up to be a part of the new Suicide Squad.
Nice.
So they're gonna have some sort of influence on the new game. It's different, but the last page, the Suicide Squad standing around with Amanda Waller, and Batman comes down and has 2 automatic rifles and starts shooting people. I have a distinct feeling it's not Batman.
Yeah. Or at least it's Zack Snyder's Batman.
I think it's Deadshot, but it was an interesting read. It continues that story. I mean,
Oh, that'd be awesome. Deadshot in a Batman costume.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I've been in on that storyline for so long that
yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, you were one of the ones to pick it up early, which for me to pick it up now, like I know the story of the Injustice game and the comic and stuff, but and start reading all of it, I know it's a lot of work for me right now.
I think this one, like, you could drop in on because it literally does take place as the game ends, but
yeah, I probably could get on board with this one.
yeah. So we'll get into some Free Comic Book Day talk. So Image did I Hate Image for Free Comic Book Day.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's amazing. Like, they go through so many different Image titles. So Gertrude's trying to find her way.
Is it like comic? Is
Yeah.
it comic parodies? Oh,
yeah, and it's a full
awesome.
comic, dude. Like, it's one of the best Free Comic Book Day books I've ever read.
That's amazing.
And she's going through the different universes trying to find her way back home. She ends up going to Saga and meeting up with the Lion Cat.
Oh my god.
She goes to the Walking Dead universe and gives Rick a cartoonish Mickey Mouse hand. And then kills him. She goes to East of West. She goes to, I don't know what that universe is. She goes to Southern Bastards, meets the Boss Hog, and kills him and his friends. There's a whole sequence you would love where she goes to the land where the paper girls are, and it's just like 2 panels, but literally the panel goes, so you have to find the paper girls. They'll be able to lead you to the Cat Master, and it's just the characters from that, and it's I love the Goonies. Nah, Monster Squad's way better. Family Ties, Pee-wee's Playhouse, Garbage Pail Kids, Tang. And she goes, "What the fuck are they talking about?" And her little companion just goes, "They just need they feel the need to remind us that they're in the 80s. It's just a thing. Don't worry about it." And then they have a panel where literally it just says, "This panel is her walking because we needed to throw in more Image characters," and like Invincible's flying in the air and a bunch of other random stuff's happening.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a sequence where she goes to a club and just kills every Image superhero. Like, you can see it right there.
That's great. That's so great.
It's such a good read. I'm sure it's free on Comixology if you can. But she ends up meeting up with Spawn, and Spawn's the one that like helps her find her way to the Image headquarters where she continues to kill all the Image creators. So like, I mean, there's her killing Robert Kirkman by cutting him in half.
Oh my god! Of course. That's great. That is such a good idea.
It's parody. It's a little cheesy, but it's so much fun, and I loved it. And then I'll end it with, I wasn't going to talk about the news involving this book, but I will talk about the book. So we got Secret Empire for Free Comic Book Day. All you really need to know about this is that after Cap takes over America, he is able to pick up the hammer and is Thor's hammer and is deemed worthy. I'm sure that'll come into play later on. So, issue 1 of Secret Empire. Boom. It's It's really good. It starts off with like this kid going to school, and it shows the differences in the world now that Hydra's taken over, and kind of the fascist ideas that are brought into place, like changing historical events to fit their message, and having like a chant. Like they literally have a chant in the schoolroom where it says "Trust authority, punish the weak, and report threats." Um, and there's some sort of inhuman that has a power. They find him, and like the SS finds him and takes him in. So I'm guessing that they're rounding up Inhumans in some way. Excuse me. But the story really revolves around the underground, which is Hawkeye. Where are they? It's Hawkeye, the new Falcon, the new Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Amadeus Cho, Hulk, along with Black Widow. And they're the ones that are kind of fighting against the regime to try to take down Steve Rogers. And we also find out that Steve has his own Avengers squad, which is an interesting team because it's the Unworthy Thor, Vision, I don't know who that is. Some sort of Spider-Man, like a white Spider-Man with like Doc Ock things behind him, and Deadpool, and a few others. But basically, it's them going through and just kind of introducing this world as a totalitarian regime, and introducing the side characters as to what they're going to do. It's really well done. I highly recommend it to anybody. And all I'll say is, with all the reports you're hearing, remember, people, this is comics. He will be a regular Steve in a year. But pick it up. It's really good. That's it.
Yeah, I know. I have to read Outcast, and I think I'm behind on, but I just bought volume one of this Deathstroke Rebirth. I heard that got really good reviews. It's getting like awards and stuff. So I picked it up. I love Deathstroke. I read a lot of the new 52 Deathstroke too, so I'm gonna probably jump back on with this.
Yeah, I'm interested to try that new Deathstroke Teen Titans crossover, the Lazarus contract.
Yeah,
Because I'm already reading Teen Titans, so
you might as well. Shitty villain of the week. It is back. We couldn't replace it with anything, so now we're just gonna keep doing it. There's enough shitty villains out there. I was actually in Barnes and Noble, and I picked up this hardcover book that they were selling there for like $30 or $40. The worst villains of all time, and I'm like, you don't have to pay for our villains. We give them to you for free, so just stick with our show. You don't have to spend money on it.
So I had a quick aside during Free Comic Book Day. I had a conversation with our shop owner about this segment. He does not like it.
He doesn't.
He never listened to the show, but we were talking about it, and because I was talking to some guy who picked up our card, and we were chatting, and he, on the back of our card, it says we talk, and discuss the crappy villain of the week.
Yeah.
And he's asking about, I was like, what does that mean? And I was like, oh, we just go through, like, we make fun of, like, quote unquote bad villains, but it's in the spirit of, like, we enjoy these things. Like, I told him one of them was the Spot. The Spot's one of my favorite villains, but he's really stupid.
I mean, it's like, in the sense of their description, they're super shitty.
And our shop owner's like, well, what villains have you done? And I started going down. I went on the website and went down the list, and he was like defending every single villain we picked. I was like, no, that was a great storyline. And I was just like, I'm like, and he goes, I don't think that's funny. And I was like, I was trying to explain to him like what it was, and I think he's just aged out of what we were doing. I don't know, but
yeah. I mean, he grew up reading those stories, but
it was the first person to like tell me, because we've had guests who told us how great it is and
Yeah,
this and
yeah.
that,
I
and
don't
he's the first person to be like, "That's you shouldn't do that. That's not funny." But
well, I like talking about, and it's not any. It's not like we're shitting on the people. Like you're, like I would like him to present me an argument where he thinks Codpiece is not a shitty villain.
well, and that's another reason that came up, because if you go to Two Kings Comics in Victor, New York, they have the run that includes the first appearance of Codpiece in it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, obviously, I mean, the description, like the one we're doing tonight. There's been some renditions of him. I'm pretty sure he makes an appearance in Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, and most of his renditions are fine, except for the one rendition where he ends up in Batman. I don't know. I don't know if this is the third or fourth time they put him in a book. Um, but Jason Woodrue, or his alias is villain name is Floronic Man. Which he's typically a guy. He comes from another planet that's made out of plant matter, which it's just another swamp thing. But the rendition of him in the Batman and Robin book, he's a plant master, Floro. Basically, in the Batman storyline, decapitated. Scientists managed to keep his head alive. Contact with other plants, he becomes these plants. Well, he comes into the first plant he comes into contact with is marijuana. So the marijuana regenerates his body of weed. He's a big pot plant which, if that's not a shitty villain, a shitty villain that can be, smoked. I don't know. He wouldn't do very well in Massachusetts right now walking the streets. He would probably be picked apart by all of the people who are enjoying the legalization of marijuana right now. But yeah, it's and then what does he do? He goes through Gotham, right? And he tries to like take people over with his crappy weed.
yeah, and it's a big one with this one is it's really important to note like his character design, because his character design is like just an old man head on top of this like really shitty skinny like weed body.
Yeah, it looks very disturbing. Obviously we'll put a picture up like we usually do, but yeah. So I mean, when you're in a tough situation, merge with a weed plant to get out of it. You got to weed your way out of it. Oh man.
And I think the true crime here, like behind this whole character, like the character isn't necessarily shitty, but this rendition of him is. And I think the true crime in this whole thing is not that he's going out there to sell weed. It's that he's going out there to sell cheap weed. Like, come on, man. You're made out of it. Like, at least
you're made out of it, and you're selling dirt weed.
At least give us the good stuff.
Aspect where he's shitty, like he has control of what he's making. He sells cheap weed to people. Like he's not a good businessman. It's not even like the evil part behind it would be like if he's ripping people off, like creating some other bogus plant that's not actually weed and like selling it for money. That would be. I don't think there's any helping this rendition of him at all. That scene in Scary Movie. Do you remember this? Where it was an Afro man. He gets like rolled up and his pot plant grows and starts attacking him, and rolls him up in his blanket and lights his afro on fire and starts smoking him like a joint. Scary Movie 1 or 2, but man, that's
Scary Movie 2.
That's all I thought about when we read this. Like, it's just so fitting. Now that if he was going around rolling people up and smoking them like joints, that would be a lot more metal than
I gotta write that
than
down.
selling them crap weed.
New idea.
New idea. But yeah, that's all. I think that's conversation. I can't get any better than that.
Yeah. So that was a dense show. Mike, where can they find you?
At Ricker621 on the Instagrams.
He's still sticking to Instagram. Everybody.
What do you? Is there another social media outlet out there? Hey, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitter sometimes. You can follow me at Ricker621 on Twitter. Yeah.
That's what we call peer pressure. I'm trying to peer pressure you.
Yeah, I know. I feel so bad about it. You can tell by the expression on my face.
So yes, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter at Fortress Chris, Instagram at Fortress News Chris. You can find the show at fortresscomicnews.com or facebook.com/fortresscomicnews. Listen to us on iTunes, 5-star review helps us out a lot. Get even more behind the scenes. A lot,
please.
If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, share with your friends. I would really like to get a good YouTube channel.
We're working hard.
I'm working hard on it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna officially announce anything, but I said earlier I was working on something that led me to something, and that might be posting next week.
Oh man, yeah. I don't even want you to tell me. I don't want to
say anything because I want to do it and get it done. Because if I do it and get it done, and I can like get it in a schedule, I can do it on a regular basis and not quit. Hopefully.
Awesome.
But yeah, so thanks.
All right,
for listening,
everyone. Drive home safe.
Yes. Enjoy the weekend.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to our channel. It should be right here. There's a little button. Yeah. Thanks for clicking that. Also remember to like and comment on our video. We love hearing from you and really appreciate it. Hope to see you next time.